Hi everybody. It's Sunday morning, and on Sundays I like to take time to make a braised meat. And as part of the wine club shipment, you're getting a bottle of Petite Sirah, and it really is one of the best pairings for Petite Sirah. And today I'm going to do lamb shanks. For the lamb shanks today, well, we start with lamb shanks, and I marinated these in some red wine, rosemary, and garlic. And I like to do that in a bag so I can move it around and it won't leak in the refrigerator. I have some beans I hydrated overnight. These are very large beans, which I like. If you can't find these, you can always go to Rancho Gordo. And they have a website. They have a tremendous selection of all kinds of beans. Carrots, bay leaf, some Italian seasoning. I have out here some dried porcini. I like to use dried porcini to give it gives another layer of flavor and depth. If you don't have porcini, you don't need to use it. We'll use an onion and some tomato paste, chicken broth, and we'll also probably put in a little Petite Sirah as the day goes on. The first step is to brown the lamb shanks. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. These shanks that we marinated overnight, I'm just going to try to clean them off a little. I want to keep this marinade, but I want to get off all the stuff that's sort of on it. And it's going to go in, and it's hot. I dumped the water from the beans I soaked last night, put them in the pot, filled them up with water, brought them up to a simmer. And now, do you add salt or do you not add salt? And I'm of the school of thought, I like to add salt and let the salt get into the beans. Some people think it makes a tough skin. I don't think so. So I use salt. I also sometimes will put, if I'm just cooking beans, a pinch, maybe a half teaspoon of baking soda, which I think also helps with softening the skins. So I'm going to throw some salt into the beans and let them simmer. The lamb shanks are well browned. Take your time making sure they get nicely browned. So we're going to put it in a larger dish to do the braise. And I'm just going to stick these in here. And I'm going to take the liquid I use to marinate, which is rosemary and garlic and red wine. I'm going to dump that in. And then I'm going to put in some chicken broth. And we're going to add in some carrots and onions as well. We'll put our bay leaves in there. Some Italian seasoning. Squeeze in some tomato paste. My porcini I'm going to rehydrate just by adding some hot water, and I'm just going to let them soak for a few minutes. Half of the carrots, half of 3 carrots, it's going to go into the braise. The other half we're going to save for later, and half of the onions. You might wonder why I'm cooking the beans separate from the lamb. And I like to control the texture of the beans. So I want to cook these beans until they're almost done, turn off the heat, set them to the side, and then later this afternoon I'll incorporate them back into the braise to finish off. They'll absorb all that flavor of the braise, but they won't be overcooked. I'm going to bring the lamb shanks up to a low boil, and then I'm going to put them into a 300-degree oven for, well, until they're pretty close to being done. Then we're going to add the beans. So I'll see you in a couple hours. Well, we're back. The lamb has been cooking for about 3 hours. The beans are done. What I want to do now is quickly just saute up, caramelize up some onions and carrots, those ones we left. And then we're going to combine it all together, let it cook for like another 45 minutes, and then we're ready for dinner. The onions and carrots are nicely caramelized, almost a little dark brown, not burnt, but dark brown. I want that to give a sweetness to the finish. So we're going to stick this in now. Get all those good bits. Okay, and then I'm just going to lightly stir it just to get everything submerged, sort of. Well, not submerged, but all mixed up. Well, the lamb shank's been reheating in the oven for about 40 minutes, and we're ready to eat. You guys are going to love this wine. It's unbelievable how good it tastes right now. It's just going to get better too. Okay, let's pull it out. You could plate this by putting a full lamb shank on each person's plate, but I don't like this, Flintstone bone hanging out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set both of these lamb shanks in a bowl, and then I'm going to take some of the meat off. Oh man, look at how good that looks. This morning when I was showing you the ingredients, I was missing one thing that Sharon went to the store for today, and that is arugula. I like to mix in a little arugula. I like the color, and I like that sort of peppery taste. I think it's a good balance for the richness of this dish. Well, thank you for joining me, and thank you for being in the Wine Club, and I hope you enjoy this 2018 Petite Sirah. I think it's showing very, very well. And as I say, one of my favorite pairings is lamb shanks and Petite Sirah. So we'll see you soon, and thanks again.